And welcome to my channel. It is me Tanishka and today we're going to be learning about plant cells and their components. So, before we start learning about the different components of the plant cell and their functions, let us know about the history of the discovery of plant cells. So, in the year 1665, which is a very long time ago, a biologist named Robert Hooke discovered plant cells under microscopes. So, without further ado, let's get started on the components of the plant cell. The components are called the organelles, just like the components of our body are called organs. Our lungs is an organ, our brain is an organ, our heart is an organ. Just like that, the mitochondria, the Golgi complex or the Golgi apparatus, and the chloroplast are the organelles of the plant cell. Each of them has specific functions, just like each and every single organ in our body has a specific function. So, let's start discussing about the different organelles, their purpose, and where they are in the cell. So, first is the endoplasmic reticulum. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum and the rough endoplasmic reticulum. The functions are a bit different, as the rough endoplasmic reticulum is where the proteins are built, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum it makes and transports the fats and the cholesterols in our cell. Next is the nucleus. The nucleus is kind of like the brain of the cell. Just like our brain is the control center of our body. The nucleus contains all the genetic information such as DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA, ribonucleic acid. And if you see clear closely over here, there is some kind of purple thing. That purple thing is called the nucleolus, and the nucleolus helps to make ribosomes. Now, we'll be talking about ribosomes in a bit. Let's get to the mitochondria. The mitochondria are known as the powerhouse of the cell because that's where most respiration takes place, and that too a special kind of respiration, aerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, oxygen and glucose, when they undergo a chemical reaction, give out carbon dioxide, water, and energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate or ATP. Now, let's get to the ribosomes. As we talked about them earlier, the nucleolus makes or produces the ribosomes. So, the ribosomes are known as the protein factories of the cell because that's where the proteins are made. Now, here is the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is kind of like a liquid substance which is found in our cell, and the cytoplasm is a fluid where most of the chemical reactions in the cell take place. So, I hope it's clear until now. Let's move on. Next is the Golgi complex. The Golgi complex can also be known as the Golgi apparatus. The function of the Golgi complex is to distribute molecules, organic molecules that are necessary to the other organelles, like for example, sugar or glucose, which is needed for respiration, as we talked about earlier. Next is the vacuole. It can be also known as the central vacuole. It takes up to 30% of the plant cell's volume, which is a lot considering how small a plant cell is. It stores cell sap. Next, let's talk about another component, which is a lysosome. It should not be confused with a rhizosome as they are different. So, the lysosome holds digestive enzymes which are helping for cellular waste disposal. Means, like, cellular waste, whenever respiration happens, waste products are released, such as I told you, water and carbon dioxide. So, those waste products usually go to the lysosome, which dispose them properly. And it also, since it has a lot of digestive enzymes. It digests worn out organelles and foreign bodies such as viruses and bacterium in the cell. Lastly, let's talk about the plastids. Plastids are membrane bound organelles that have their own DNA or deoxyribose nucleic acid, as you remember. They store starch and help in photosynthesis. Now, there are many types of plastids, but I'm only going to tell you two examples. They are the leucoplasts and the chloroplasts. The leucoplasts store starch, lipids, and proteins, and the chloroplasts, which we're going to talk about over here, like these ones, are the organelles that contain chlorophyll, which is a green pigment that helps in photosynthesis. So, photosynthesis is a process in which sunlight and carbon dioxide come together to form food or glucose for the plant. So, plants make food and they use this chloroplast's chlorophyll to make the food because because the chlorophyll absorbs the sunlight and the carbon dioxide, and this makes it into glucose. So, yes, that's it for today. I hope you understood this and learned something new. If you have any questions, you can email me on the email in the description box or comment below in the comment section. Thank you, everyone. Hope you learned something new today, and all right, time to end.